we are going to see another two terms. One is called as decay and another one is called as putrefaction. So what is meant by decay? You are familiar with the term what is called as decay. Decay is the complete breakdown of organic matter without releasing any foul smell. So how this complete breakdown happens? By the action of certain bacteria. So you can see dead bodies and all, it is after few days it will decay and it will mix with soil. So here the complete breakdown of this organic matter by certain bacteria and without emitting a foul smell is called as what? Decay. On the other hand, what is meant by putrefaction? This is the incomplete breakdown. Putrefaction is the incomplete breakdown of organic matter by bacteria by emitting a foul smell. So decay, they are almost similar terms, but in decay no foul smell is emitted and complete breakdown of organic matter takes place. Whereas you can say that in putrefaction, what happens? Incomplete breakdown of this organic matter by bacteria and here emits a foul smell. That is the two differences. In the case of decay, say for example cow dung, when exposed to air, you can see within few days it decomposes and mixed with soil. There any foul smell is emitting? No, there is no foul smell. You can see in the case of gobar gas. Gobar gas production, you know, cow dung, it is mixed with the water and it is called as slurry. And you can see within few days this bacterial decomposition takes place here and then what happens? It will produce a gas which is called as methane. And two uses is there. This methane gas we can use for domestic purpose and for cooking things, as well as then the residual thing we can use it as an organic manure. So gobar gas also their bacterial decomposition takes place and then we are getting this gobar gas. And what is the role of this bacteria in the industry we can see? You can see there is many uses for this bacteria in the industry. Two main uses you can see that different flavors of the tea that is obtained by this action of bacteria which is called as curing of tea. By that we are getting different flavors of tea. Another one is leather tanning. Leather material, from where we are getting, you are using different types of leather material. Can you say some examples? Yes, your leather bag or leather shoe, etc. We are using from what material this leather is made? Yes, it is from the hides or skin of the animal, otherwise called as hides of the animal. And this one you can see the bacteria break down it in presence of sunlight. So mainly in industries two uses you can see that one is in the flavors, making different flavors of the tea which is called as curing, and leather tanning industry also. And let us see how these bacteria spoil the food. That is one of the problem we are facing. Food items, if you are keeping for 1 or 2 days, you can see that by the next day or the very next day it is getting spoiled. How this happens? This happens by the action of bacteria. And milk, fruits, vegetable, meat or fish, anything you can see that will get spoiled after 2 or 3 days. And how we are preserving these food? Yes, there are different methods of preserving these food without getting spoiled, because if the spoiling process is going on, it will be a great loss. So you can see there are different processes for preserving this food. And again you can see this bacteria, it will cause a condition called as botulism. What is this botulism? Serious food poisoning. You can see in canned food which is present inside the can or tin. You can Sometimes due to this bacterial activity, a gas will be filled in both ends of the can, and while we are opening itself, this gas will be gushing out, and this food definitely we should not use because it became toxic or poisonous, and the condition that is affecting to a person is called as botulism. It is a serious food poisoning condition. Now let us see what are the methods of preserving the food. How we can keep the food for longer time. First thing is that by boiling. First method of preserving the food is by boiling. You can say that this boiling by high temperature, it can kill certain bacteria, but if spores are present in this boiling thing or in water, that will not be killed by 100 degrees Celsius. Usually water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. You have seen that when studying about bacteria, you learned that the bacteria during unfavorable condition, it produces a structure which is called as spores to escape from this unfavorable condition. So these spores will not be killed by when we are just heating or by boiling at about 110 degrees Celsius only. Usually water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. At about 110 degrees Celsius and high pressure, these spores can be killed. That's why when we are cooking any food items in a pressure cooker, even the spores also will be killed. So this boiling is one of the methods to preserve the food. Next one is salting. So usually you can see that salting is common method of preserving food like fish, meat, pickles, etc. So the common method for you might have seen that dry fish and all, it is mostly covered with salt. Why it is kept as this? Because salting, it can prevent the spoilage of food, and the salt concentration will be high and thus water content will be less. Thus salting can prevent the spoilage of food. Third one is dehydration. Hydra means water. Dehydration means removing the water. You can see farmers usually before storing the grains, after harvesting, they will dry these seeds in sun. Why they are doing so? Yes, otherwise water content will be there in these grains or seeds, so that bacteria or fungus they will attack very soon and spoil these food items. So we can see that they are dehydrating, that is usually in the sun they will dry the seeds and or grains so that water content will be removed, and this we can preserve for a longer time. So this is one of the effective method. Dehydration is one of the effective method for preserving the food. Next one is irradiation. So passing radioactive rays, that is irradiation. By passing radioactive rays, by that the food substance will not get affected by this radiation. That is called as irradiation method. And during this irradiation method, it is very important that the food substance will not get affected by this radiation. Again, ultraviolet rays also are used. You can see in hospitals and all to sterilize it or to free from germs. Usually ultraviolet rays also are the case of milk. Milk we are boiling to 60 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. So milk is boiling to 60 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes and then all on a sudden it is cooling or chilling quickly. That method is called as pasteurization. So during pasteurization you can see many bacteria will be killed, but still there are, say for example lactobacillus, which is converting this milk into curd. These bacteria will be still remaining in this milk. So pasteurization is a method of heating the milk up to 60 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes and chilling very quickly, so that many of the bacteria which is present in this milk will be destroyed. Still certain other bacteria, example lactobacillus, which is converting this milk into curd, will be still present in this bacteria. Next one, strong concentration for chemicals. So you can see that usually jams, pickles, etc. do not get spoiled. Why? Because you can see they have strong concentration of sugar or salt. Say for in the case of jam, you can see it is very sweet in taste and you can see the more concentration of sugar will be there. In the case of pickle, again very strong concentration of salt will be there, and this salt and sugar which is in more concentration, these we are calling as chemicals. What they will do or how they will prevent this spoilage? Yes, you can see that they enter into the cell and the cell will be plasmolized, that is cell sap will come out and cells will be shrinking, so that water content will not be there. There this salt or sugar will be occupying and thus it prevents the spoilage of food. So these are the some of the common methods of preservation of food items. That is, first one is boiling nearly 110 degrees or degrees Celsius only. It will, the spores will be getting died. And next one is salting. Usually meat, fish, etc. Salting method is used. And next one is dehydration. That is removing the water content from the food material by drying it in the sun. Next method is called as irradiation, that is by passing radioactive rays. That food material should not be affected by this radioactive rays. Next one is by pasteurization, usually done in the case of milk, that is heating nearly to 60 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes and suddenly chilling it. That is pasteurization. Next one is strong concentration of chemicals. That is, here you can see that we are doing salt or sugar. Usually in the case of jams and pickles, this we are doing. Next you can see bacterial diseases in plants and animals. I already told you that there are so many beneficial bacteria are there as well as harmful bacteria. Many bacteria which cause many diseases in human being, whereas some bacteria which are very useful to us. So what are the diseases, common diseases we can see in plants and animals? In plants, very common diseases, two common diseases. One is black rot in mustard and cauliflower. Black rot diseases, that leaves and all become black spot, and finally that you can see that the plant will be dying. That is usually we can see in mustard and in cauliflower. And bacterial blight, that is another disease name, bacterial blight diseases in cowpea. Cowpea, it's a type of pea plant. In pea family, another plant which is called as cowpea. These are the two main diseases caused by bacteria in plants. So, first one is black rot disease, which is usually seen in mustard as well as in cauliflower plant, and another one is bacterial blight diseases that is usually seen in cowpea. And what are the diseases usually seen in animal? You can see the two common bacterial diseases in cattle. First one is called as anthrax. This anthrax is a very common disease that the cow's body will be swelling and milk yield will be very low. In the case of anthrax, you can see it is a bacterial disease, and this bacterial disease which is called as anthrax will spread from cattle to cattle, that is cow or buffalo. Very soon it will be spreading. Even human being also will be attacked by anthrax. So, what is the symptom of this disease? A swelling of the animal's body, and then milk yield, very less milk yield only. Next one is tuberculosis. It is in human being as well as in animal. Cattle will be affected by tuberculosis, and here you can see that lungs will be the main organ affected by the tuberculosis is lungs. And dry husky cough also, always dry cough without sputum. So these are the symptoms of this tuberculosis. So two main diseases discussed here is, one is anthrax and the next one is tuberculosis. In human being, let us see what are some of the common bacterial diseases are. Whooping cough, next one is cholera, then tuberculosis, diphtheria, typhoid, pneumonia, tetanus. These are some examples of common bacterial disease affected by these bacteria to man. So you can see plants also will be affected as well as animals, and humans also will be affected by this harmful bacteria. But in the same way, some bacteria, as I told you, it is so beneficial to human beings. Next, see what is meant by bioweapon. So weapons meaning you know. Bio means what? Yes, which possesses life. So bioweapon means it's a weapon produced and it is used as a living thing. You can see that some countries may be preparing germ bombs, and which when exploded may simply release these germs into the air, so that you can see that an epidemic suddenly it will be spreading by killing many people. So that is what is called as bioweapon. It's germ bombs, that is on just releasing these germ bombs into the air, or when we explode these germ bombs into the air, you can see suddenly animals as well as human being will be attacked by this bacteria and many may die very soon. So with this chapter ends. I hope that all of you understood about the serum we have seen back, and next is vaccination and toxoids and antibiotics. These are some of the medicinal use, and industrial use also we have seen in the case of curing the tea, and again you have seen in the case of leather tanning also we have used this bacteria, and bacteria again causing the spoilage of food, and how we can by the different methods just like boiling or dehydration, salting, etc. These are some of the methods by that how we can preserve the food, and what are the diseases caused by bacteria in plants as well as in animals. Certain plant diseases are, you have seen black rot diseases in mustard and cauliflower, and again the bacterial blight diseases that is seen usually in cowpea, and again in animals anthrax, especially in cattle, anthrax and tuberculosis. These two common diseases which is caused by bacteria, and again in human being lot of diseases are getting by bacteria, just like whooping think of cholera, tuberculosis, diphtheria, typhoid, pneumonia, tetanus. All these diseases are caused by bacteria. So with this class ends.